Good morning, it's 10 to 8 on this fine sunny morning on the corner of Barton Road and Newnham Road in Cambridge. This is the usual meeting place for a cycle ride that takes place every Wednesday morning. Today the riders who will be taking part are Steve Harradine, Vince Freeman, Ken Platts and Tim Williams, and they will cover about 50 miles in 3 hours. Vince Freeman, the chap on the right in the Café de Columbia jersey, lives in Cherry Hinton, Cambridge in a small flat with his Colombian wife Magda. He's a second category road racer with 43 points on his licence, just needing 2 points to become a first category road racer. Vince has been riding for about 6 years now. Some of his performances this year include a third place in a 140km second and third category road race at Wood and Water, 2 second places in a stage race called the De Jour en Main based in Edenbridge, Kent, and a 5th place in the Eastern County Cycling Association Men's Championship based over a 140km circuit at High Easter in Essex. Vince is having one of his best seasons so far. He works for a financial company called Colonial Mutual Insurance, and he is also a member of the Cambridge Cycling Club and has been for 6 years. Steve Harradine, at the back of the group in the blue and red Motorola jersey, lives in Hardwick, a small village to the west of Cambridge, and has 2 children, Luke and Jess. He works at the Cambridge University Press as a printer. Steve is a third category road racer and has been cycling for about 7 years now. Before he cycled, he was a competitive rower. He is a member of the Cambridge Cycling Club, having just joined the club this year. Before this, he was a member of the Mid Anglia Wheelers, a small club based in Cambridge. Tim Williams, who's in the shot at the moment in the multicoloured jersey, lives in Impington just north of Cambridge with his girlfriend Heather, and is a third category road racer. He's been cycling for about 3 or 4 years now, and is also a member of the Cambridge Cycling Club. This year he has already had a 9th place in a 135km second and third category road race based around a circuit at Barley, which is a small village south of Cambridge. He works with computers for a company called Origin, which is based in the Science Park in Cambridge. Ken Platts, the gentleman in the white, green and blue jersey, is a bit of a legend in these parts. He is 41 and super fit. Many a time has he bent the legs of riders in these parts. He has been cycling for about 20 years and is a first category road racer. Last year he was National Road Race Champion and won a season-long series of road races called the Peter Fryer Series. He has won a couple of the Peter Fryer races this year, so it looks as though he's up for another good season. He's a member of the Colville Wheelers, a club based near Birmingham. He lives in the village Newton, about 6 miles south of Cambridge. He is married with 2 children and lectures at the university in Cambridge. riders have been going for about 6 miles so far. At the moment they're working in a group, which means that they're going round in a circle, basically sharing the wind at the front. This makes it fair on all the riders, and it also keeps the pace at a high tempo. The route they're going to cover today will consist of, well, they left Cambridge over the Beechwood Hills and then went through Fulbourn, and at the moment they're just about to approach Bolsham, and then they go down into West Ratting, come over to 6 Mile Bottom, and then they go over towards Brinkley, and then head down through a village called Curtin, and then they head over towards the A604, come into Saffron Walden, and then they leave Saffron Walden and go through a little village called Little Walden, and then they come up onto the old airfield at Hadstock and go down Hadstock Hill and come into Linton, and then from Linton it's homeward bound through to Shelford, and then it's back home down Granham's Hill. At the moment the riders have got a lady trying to join them. She's trying hard to keep up with them, but I don't think it's gonna last too long, as the pace is a little bit too stiff for her, and they're also coming up a slight drag into Bolsham, so I don't think she's going to be there for much longer, though she seems to be putting up quite a good fight really. She just really needs to get onto one of their back wheels and keep it going. But no, there she goes. Off she goes very slowly, and she's out of. We're going to try and line up an interview with one of them, talk about how they're feeling today, how the ride's going for them. I think we'll to get an interview. It's a bit difficult at the moment. Traffic around. I don't know who we'll talk to. Possibly Tim, who's at the back there, or maybe Vince, who's just in the left. Maybe Steve, or even Ken. We'll just have to wait and see. But it shouldn't be too long, so just hang on. But we're seriously chasing the riders at the moment. Hopefully something will turn up very soon. You're very tan. Before I start, several. Spin on the inside. Tim, I think, has got technical problems, but the others aren't interested at the moment. I think he's going to have to shout a little bit louder. You should put some spare wheels on. Didn't think of that. Have a nice climbing style today. It's going to give them some punishment on these 3 climbs of this course. Seen the destruction of many, but maybe Ken's going to launch another attack like he Ken off the back? I don't think so. Just a bit of time for some jollity on the ride before they get back to some serious training.
This is where the pain really sets in. But Mr. Harradine seems to be climbing pretty well. See the length of the climb here as the riders make it up to the top. This is the first of 3 climbs. It's quite a test for the old boys. I'm sure they'll manage it. They all appear to be going reasonably well today. I'm sure they're all enjoying the sun. Is this where Ken's starting to dish it out to the riders? It may well be. Contact a bit, but I think they may wait for him, or he'll power his way back on. Now we can watch a rider make up the gap to get back across to his mate. He'll be thinking, I've just got to get back up there. He seems to be closing it quite quickly. Let's just see how he goes. Out of the saddle, you can see the effort being made. The other 3 seem quite cool. Ken still sat in the middle. He may be up to some explosive things later on. We'll just have to wait and see. Concentration on his face. This is a man determined to give some pain to the other riders. He's looking good.
Here we come. Second climb to Brinkley. Here, still setting out a pretty tortuous pace. As you can see, Steve's gone off the back, and Tim looks to be suffering. But I think Ken's just gone on the left. Yep, here he goes, winding it up really slow, really fast. And he seems to have left the other 3 completely behind. Just looks behind to check, and yep, he's actually looks like he's sheltering on the back of at the moment. Well, I suppose it's allowed as he's not racing, just out training. So yeah, you can see a good few meters between the riders now.
No sign of Steve. Where is he? No sign at all. Comes squeaking away.
The riders have just come back to Brinkley and now they're heading up into Carlton. As you can see, they're all out of the saddle, dancing away on the pedals. Tim leading them, with Ken just behind him, and Steve to the right, and then Vince in the just behind, bringing up the rear of the group. And they're just going to pass. This is a very small village, just not too far from Cambridge, maybe so miles. You can see they're working in a group again, just coming round to this corner here, right-hander, and there they go. Ken just with the white line, maybe a little bit, but luckily there's no car coming. So heading towards Saffron Walden. Have just passed through Bartlow, and before that they came through West Wickham and then headed down. He uses Shimano ST lever gear from the handlebars. The riders really have two major climbs left today, up towards the Hadstock airfield, and then the last one of the day, which heads up Granham's Hill and then leads back down in.
Penalty for this.
Yeah.
if we look back here down the road, he's must have lost about seconds now. I think, yeah, you can just see him in the distance there. I'm sure he'll be back on soon. There goes Vince just shooting around the corner in Hadstock with Ken and Tim just in front of him. They've still lost the lead for the moment. I think he must be about 30 seconds down, but I would have thought if he keeps his effort up he should get back on with the help of the descent. Here he comes around the same corner that we've just seen Vince going, and I think he'll power away now. And here we go in. Steve's just come into Linton now, still slightly behind, but I think the others might be waiting for him, so I think he's be back on. Ah, there we go, there's Ken. So now the riders are going to be all for the ride back into Kane. They're certainly taking their time. There they are. Vince and Tim. Tim from left, dressed in the Cafe de Colombia jersey, and Tim from his bottle. This is the ideal day for cycling. No sign of Steve, I don't know where he is.
Freeman.
Lost one rider. In fact, Ken's gone home. He lives in Newton, which is not far from Shelford, small village with a nice pub in it called the Weekend. Now the riders are just warming down. Things could be hotting up. Blistering attack by Vince here seems to left the other two. I don't think they know what to do really. They're long gone. Vince has won this King of the Mountains classification quite easily. And so the riders are riding back down Granham's Road, one of their favourite spots. So the riders have come to the end of their ride. Steve and Tim head off home. Steve lives in Hardwick and Tim goes back to Impington. Vince has just turned right and is going off to Cherry Hinton. So it's another day's training over and done with, and they will have covered about 50 miles. So that's the end of the ride for today. Right.